I spoke about it in Stockholm. As I was saying, and I thought, what the hell am I saying this for? This is obviously the point they're going to pick out above all, and it may deflect from the real issue. What I was trying to illustrate the point is that children should not have any guilt whatsoever about the fact that they have been abused or somebody has attempted to abuse them. And I was trying to illustrate it by the fact that when I was a kid, something quite innocent happened, because nothing happened, but had been approached by a pervert. And I was 16. From the age of 8 to 16, I didn't go to sleep at night or spend sleepless nights worrying about it, but it was something I didn't tell my mother. And so,
why is that?
Because there was somewhere, maybe there was a sense of guilt within me, a sense of shame, or maybe I was just frightened she wouldn't let me go out with my friend again.
We hear so much these days about the exploitation of children. What sort of effort is needed internationally to try to overcome that?
I think the exploitation of children has been going on since time immemorial. Today, fortunately, it is getting a little more attention in the media, and the Congress Against the Sexual Exploitation of Children, which I attended a month ago in Stockholm, brought it out. There was the unfortunate timing of the events in Belgium, which overshadowed some of what the Congress was about, but the basic thing was that there was an action for a gender drawn up, and if we were to stick to the Convention of the Rights of the Child, then there wouldn't be any sexual exploitation. There wouldn't be any exploitation of children in labor either.
But what role does poverty play in the exploitation of children?
Well, poverty is something that UNICEF can't do anything about except make a loud noise on behalf of the children and mothers. But poverty is not the reason for children being sexually exploited. First of all, there are millions and millions upon millions of poor people who do not sell their children into slavery or into prostitution. So you can't blame poverty for it. You can't say because somebody is poor, their child is going to be a prostitute. It has a little to do with it, however, that some people, because they have different moral standards, say this is a way out. It also is a reflection of the female child being, in some countries, inferior to the male child.
The Saint was a role that really established you. Is that something you look back on with a lot of affection?
I did it for 7 years. I had a wonderful time. But it was rather like a regular job, you know, because I was filming every day, got up at 7. I was in the studio usually by 7:30, so I was up at 6. And it was, you know, what you call an 8 to 6 job. And I had a lot of fun, had a good time doing it.
And from there to the James Bond films, which wasn't a greatly different role, really, was it?
Well, it wasn't greatly different from the way I played it. But they are different. I always sort of looked upon James Bond as sort of a Boy Scout.
Can I help you?
Yes, my name is Bond. James Bond. I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.
You just found her.
A woman?
Were you mindful of the fact that because so many people have played the role of James Bond, that you had to try to create something different?
You know, it didn't worry me because, I mean, 50,000 actors, 500,000 actors maybe have played Hamlet. They all play it differently according to their personality, according to their perception. I'm not one of those actors that sits down and says, my God, how am I going to play this? What do I do? I usually get to the studio and they say action, and I say the first line, and they say cut, Brett. That is the way I'm going to play it.
Has there been questions about the relevancy, perhaps, of James Bond, the continuing commercial viability of that in the face of the Schwarzeneggers and the Van Dammes and others?
Well, I think the only one is, you know, come close to it is Arnold Schwarzenegger with True Lies, which was a sort of a parody on Bond. But you see, you cannot parody a parody. Bond was Bond. It was sort of a parody on a spy. I mean, the way it was in films. I mean, there's no such thing as a spy who's known everywhere he goes. So that when he walks into a bar, the barman knows him. Oh, martini shaken, not stirred.